Great. Well, thank you for that introduction. It sounds like I'm pretty old, 20 years experience and stuff. So, but I'm not. So, hi everybody. This is a kind of a new format. Usually prefer doing this face to face because it's good for you as well and good for me as well. Good for you because you can have some presence in the room. You can understand. There's a lot goes with body language which you don't get on a webinar, but good for me because then I'd see that you're on your phones, and I can tell you don't be on your phones, keep your phones aside. You don't have to sleep and listen to this and things like that. But I hope I don't put you guys to sleep. I know it's going to be tough for me to speak for more than an hour and then not bore you. So the way I want to do this is I'll keep it short. The presentation itself is going to be, I think, 20 minutes. And then I have some questions which I received at the outset. And I'd be happy also to take some questions if that facility is available. I'd also like to take some questions, if the ones which I don't cover beforehand. So I think we can dive right in. Yes, I have founded many companies in my career. The ones I have currently and the ones which are relevant right now are 10 Leaves, which is a consultancy company, and 10L, which is an offshoot of 10 Leaves. I have formed a couple of more startups as well, but let's limit our discussion to what we have done as far as these two companies are concerned. Now, I'm going to be speaking about digital marketing as the name suggests, but I'm not here to give you a book or an online course or something which is very theoretical. I'm going to be showing you our journey, what we have done. I'm going to be sharing some experiences. I'm going to be telling you how we started in 2017 from literally zero, and 2020 we've achieved first rank on Google, not on one keyword, not on two keywords, but all our keywords. When I say all, it's 150 keywords. And we did this with a 3-member team. Now, I may use certain terminology you're not familiar with. I'd suggest you write it down somewhere and you go and check it on Google in case you don't understand certain things. But keyword is basically what you, as a person who's going to be going to Google and searching, you type in something. Let's say you want to type in career counseling in Mumbai. So that's a keyword. So like that, our clients, our potential clients, search certain things online, and that's the key. That's called keywords, and that's very important because we need to connect to the right audience. So we've done that in 3 years, and it sounds very fantastic, and I really am very happy about it. So before we start, I'd like to show you how our real-time performance in Google is. Yeah. So give me a quick minute. I'll just open up one of these other, yes. Okay, so we have Google here, and this is an incognito window. And what an incognito window does is I can't use the previous, let's say, results. So, if you keep searching the same thing, then Google anyway shows it to you as a customized result. So incognito window takes care of that. So let's see, this is one of the keywords we have, category 3C license, DIFC. So I'll put it in DIFC, category 3C license. This is our company, which is a featured snippet. This is a pretty big deal if you get this. And we've got quite a few of these. So that's one. You see the second entry is also ours. The third entity is someone else. The fourth entity is actually DIFC. The DIFC is supposed to have the top ranking because obviously it's about them, but they come in fourth. And then we have 3 videos, 10 leaves, 10 leaves, and 10 leaves. And then we have friendlybookmark.com, which is one of my SEO guys, but this is also 10 leaves. Yes, and then we have images, 10 leaves, 10 leaves. Yeah, that's 2 more. So pretty much dominating the first page, yes. Let's see another one, category 3D license. Again, we are a featured snippet. Again, we are here, 1 and 2. 10l.io, incidentally, is my other company. So that's first 5. Then we have DIFC coming in very far behind. And then we have friendlybookmark.com, which is mine again. Let's see, asset manager license. And these are live results. Yeah. So asset manager license. Okay. Again, we have a featured snippet. We have 1. And yeah, this one we have 2, and that's about it. Let's see, fund manager license. There's 1, there's 2, pretty much 1 and 2 it comes in. So let's try the last one. What do I put in? Investment advisory license. Bang on. Featured snippet 1 and 2. I have a the YouTube as well, and that's about it. So what I wanted to show you by showing you this is that it's very difficult to do this, and it's very difficult to do this in such a short period of time, and dominating the results is very, very tough. Now, how did we do that? And that's what we're going to speak about today. Yes, great. From 0 in 2017 to number 1 in 2020. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to also tell you that I don't like presentations. I don't like PowerPoints. The only reason I've put these in here is just to give a placeholder to tell you this is what we're going to be talking about in the next few minutes, and then we move on to the next. So while this is going to be mostly available on my website sometime, I think you should focus on listening to me. Don't go by what's on the screen too much. Just listen to me. It's like me sitting in front of you and talking. Great. So the first step is plan. What we did is when you start off on something, it's very important to know where you're going to be. Now it's easy to say, yes, we want to be on the first page. That's not the only thing. I mean, there's a lot of other factors which go into this. So planning is very, very important in case you want to really get to some place and in a fixed period of time. Yes. So plan, optimize, deploy, monitor, and innovate. So these are the 5 steps we used to get to the first page of Google. Plan, extensive research. Now, a lot of the questions you have sent me, I've seen, have been asking me about certain things which are already available on Google. Now, when you want to do something in digital marketing, you should have your ear to the ground. And in this case, the ground is Google. So you should know what are the current trends, what are the current softwares which are coming out. Let's say even 5 years back, or even as long as 4 years back, 3 years back, these kind of things were just starting off. There's not many software you would get. Now you have you want to do anything, you have a software for it, right? I will at the end of the presentation show you the kind of software we're using. I call it a freshers app toolkit for lack of a better word. But these will all help you to get a good kickstart into your digital marketing career, right? So planning is very important. Planning right is even more important. Now we are a consulting business. Let's contrast this with Flipkart or Snapdeal or any of the other FMCG based products. To attract that audience, you have a very wide audience. Everyone buys on Flipkart, right? So you may be a student, you may be a housewife, you may be a CEO, you may be anyone, whatever age, whatever demographic, all this, you have a much wider audience to capture. The consulting business, on the other hand, is a very small subset of it. So it makes it easier when you have a wider net to cast. So if I was Flipkart, yes, I have to spend more money, but I'm able to do that in a much better way. If I am a consulting business like mine, and 10 Leaves is a very niche business, so it really doesn't. You don't have too many people looking for that, and the people looking for that are looking for something specific. So we use that to our advantage. We found out that we first saw the number of people coming in to search for these kind of keywords, and we understood that we're not going to ever have large numbers of people. We still right now we have 1.4, 1.5k, that's 1,500 visitors per month. Now you must be thinking 1,500 visitors per month is nothing, but 1,500 visitors per month, out of which we have 99% relevance. Yes, that is something. If you have 10,000 visitors per month, but you have maybe 2% relevance, that's nothing, because the time you spend in sorting out those people is even more cumbersome. So we wanted the right audience. We didn't want to go in for numbers. Numbers is nice to see somewhere, but it really doesn't help you to reach where you have to be. So we were very focused on that. Second thing is we want to make sure that we understood what a consulting business, who's the person looking for a consulting business and where. Now, if you're on Facebook, you're not going to be looking for consulting businesses. You're going to be looking for maybe yoga and wellness. Why that came first to me is because I have another company which does that. So that's what's in my mind right now. But you have yoga and wellness. You have maybe something you want to buy. Face masks are coming up pretty big now on Facebook. Instagram, again, you're looking for things to buy. You're not going to be browsing for a very dry topic like consulting. How do you set up in the DIFC? That's not something you go to Instagram for. So if we had taken a lot of Instagram focus on it, it would have been wrong. So knowing what media your customers are going to be present on, that's something which you need to research on in the planning stage itself. Also, you have to understand that slow and steady wins the race. You can't really think that, okay, I'll start the site and within 3-4 months, within 6 months, I'm going to be on top. That's not a target you can keep in digital marketing. Digital marketing is all about consistency. So if you start from a certain position, you have to factor in that it will take you at least 1 or 2 years to get some kind of traction organically. And what's organically? Organically means not paid. And I'll come to that a little ahead. So long story short, for the planning stage, a lot of research is required, a lot of brainstorming and thinking is required. If you don't set the right foundation, you're not going to be getting what results you're looking for in digital marketing, or let's say anywhere in life. Okay. The next thing is optimize. Now, optimize means, as I've put in over there, staying ahead of the tribe. What does that mean? You don't use old techniques. When I started off in 2017 for this site, the current trend at that time was building backlinks. You know, if you've read about SEO, you know there's something called building backlinks, and there is a lot of labor work going on in that stage, which means that people actually take interns just to do that, just to build backlinks and things like that. That used to work in 2012. But not anymore. Now Google is more content focused, Google is more relevant focused, and now they have the artificial intelligence bit as well. So Google can really comb your site and comb millions of other sites and understand which is relevant, which is not. So just by stuffing in some keywords, just by putting in backlinks is not going to guarantee you anything. In fact, they can penalize you for it. Now, what is stuffing keywords? Let's say I want to say the topic of my blog is setting up in the DIFC. Now, keyword stuffing means it would read something like this. Setting up in the DIFC is a very easy task. To set up in the DIFC, one needs to have a consultant who can take you through the process. Setting up in the DIFC is a cumbersome process, but you can finish it in 6 to 8 months. To set up in the DIFC, you got what I'm talking about? So that's called keyword stuffing. You're just going on putting in the same keyword again and again. Now, how readable is that? Maybe you can put it in there, but you yourself can't read it. So I was very, very focused at the outset on quality content. I said, I don't care if we don't get enough audience in the first phase, but we need to have quality content. We need to have things which we can read, our potential clients can read, and regardless if we have keywords or not. So my SEO guys used to fight with me a lot in the outset because they used to say, you know what, you're refusing to put any keywords. How can we rank? I said, I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, this is my company. I have a vision for it. My vision is not getting onto the first page, or my vision is giving a solution which is different. And to give a solution which is different, you need to show that you're different. And you can't show that you're different by just doing what the next person is doing, which is just keyword stuffing, and you can't read that content. Most of the consulting blogs you can't read unless you're McKinsey or something. Most of the consultant blogs are just keyword stuffers. And I said I'm completely against it. So while I took a big risk, my SEO guys, of course, were not very happy with me, but they found other ways. And that's what actually I think worked at the end of it. So you need to have quality content. You need to have good English. When I say good English, again, a lot of us, especially in India, because I've been there and I've been here and I've seen the difference. The difference in good English is we tend to think good English is flowery English, which means you start using words which are more difficult to pronounce when you can use the same thing in a much simpler way. That's something which we should avoid. Quality content means easy to read, easy to understand, and that should be for a wider audience, not just for a professor of English. Yep. Third thing is you need to integrate channels. You need to integrate channels in a way that you have emails, newsletters, online, offline. All this should be constantly focused on getting people to the site. I'll give you again a small example. Uh, we have a brochure, which is a nowadays no one prints brochures. At least I don't print brochures. I've never printed a brochure ever. So we send it by email. We used to send it by email. I said, hang on, the brochure is what, 3 MB, 4 MB or whatever. I said, why do we send it by email as an attachment when I can send it as a link? Now, it's a small thing, but if we're sending out 20 mails a day and we're sending out, people are going to see that brochure by clicking on the attachment. They might as well click on the link, and that link takes them to my site. That counts as one click. That counts as one visit. That's more important for me. So small things like this, tweaking it, can make a big difference, especially when you're starting out. Yes. The long and short of this part is optimizes that you need to take in new techniques. You need to research, and this is not the SEO guy. This is even the owner, from the owner to the quality guy to the content guy. Everyone should be tuned in to the new techniques. For that, you need to use Google. You need to stay updated. Don't go by what people were doing 3 years or 4 years back. Go by what people are going to be doing, and that's when you stay ahead of it, and you'll come to know how exactly we did that in the coming slides. Great. Deploy means now you got to put that into practice. Simple things as a website. Now I have two websites. The 10 Leaves incidentally is on Joomla. Joomla is a CMS, a content management system. WordPress is the most familiar content management system, but Joomla is supposed to be more secure. But hang on, I have around 18 sites right now, and these are all my different businesses. Most of them, I think not most of them, all of them are on WordPress except the 10 Leaves one, which is on Joomla. Now, yes, great, I got a more secure site in Joomla, but no one knows Joomla. It's very difficult to find a Joomla developer. WordPress, I can do it myself. I learned it. It's not rocket science. You can do it yourself as well. But Joomla is very tough to find because the whole, it's like Linux and Unix and things like that. So where we got stuck now is, of course, site is doing great, but then there's a catch to it that I can't change anything right now material on the site. I can add articles, but I can't really, let's say, change the look and feel of it without screwing up my SEO. And that's not going to be, I don't want to do that right now. I've worked 3 years, we've worked for this, so I can't do that. Why I said that is because when I had deployed, I should have insisted on WordPress. If I'd done that, I wouldn't be in a situation wherein I'm not able to change anything. I need to get a Joomla developer who charges like, what now, $20, $30 an hour to get things done. Also, so that's the CMS, content management system. That's what your site is built on. The second thing is you need to add in the right tools to optimize your website, which is for the SEO purpose. I don't want to go into the tools, but I'm just saying that that's the time you do all this. Don't come back later and do it. There is a lot of other tools which you'll come to know a little later, but you need to put everything in place and then start, because then you can measure it. It's not good to be in a hurry to start and say, yes, let's just get it going, because then you'll make a lot of mistakes. And at the early stages in digital marketing, when you make mistakes, it's very difficult to correct them, because then Google already crawls the site. They already see, okay, this is this kind of site. So you got to make sure that all your mistakes are corrected, all your SEO is done, all your pages are optimized before you actually submit it to Google and say, hey, Google, please look at my site. So the deployment stage is very, very important. Then is monitor. Now, monitor is essential. The main thing, I think most of you know it, is Google Analytics. But why is it important is you need to keep checking. And you can, simple thing is that now everyone's participating in it. That doesn't mean, I've seen owners who leave it to a third party agency saying, hey, why don't you guys send me a weekly report? What does a weekly report got to do? I have the Google Analytics on my phone, so I am always on it. I'm constantly checking it. I'm seeing you can see real time analytics, which means you can see who's on your site right now. You can see where they've come from, today versus yesterday, this week versus last week. You don't need to make one of your employees waste his time to send you a report which you can then open. Those days are gone. Everyone's got to do everything right now. So you have to have it on your site, and you got to constantly see it. And why? Because, as an example, now I have a lot of clients from the GCC. I have a lot of clients from India, from Europe. So if I see suddenly that I'm seeing a lot more European traffic coming in, that gives me a reason to think, what kind of content can I do specifically for them? Maybe if I'm seeing a lot of German interest, I can put in an article which is specifically targeted at Germans. If there's suddenly a Indian interest in it, yes, I can have some customized articles for the Indian audience. This is just a small part of it, but these kind of decisions you're able to make when you're constantly analyzing where people are coming from. How are they coming from? So where, when, and how. Where are they coming from? When are they coming? Very important to see timing, because if you see that your peak is mostly in the afternoon, then you got to focus on making sure that you understand, okay, is this everything okay on the site at that time? Am I able to handle the traffic? This is not as much for my side as for all the other sites, but when is also critical to know that. How, where are they coming from? When I mean how, I mean, are they coming from Google? Which keywords are they coming from? Are they coming from social media? Sometimes what happens is you see a lot of traffic, you say, wow, I'm happy, but you don't know where it's coming from. Maybe a lot of them are coming from Facebook. And guess what? You haven't done anything on Facebook. It's just one link which went viral somewhere. So then you need to buckle up and you say, okay, great, I need to make sure my Facebook is optimized, because a lot of people are coming from there. So focus on analytics. Innovate is the last thing. Find your secret sauce. So what's our secret sauce? HubSpot, video, Talkto, and people. And I'll go through each of these. These are the 4 pillars of our success. And this is what actually contributed to us making the first page on Google. And that's why I say innovate, because no one taught us this. We just learned all of these: HubSpot, video, Talkto, of course, people, yes. But the other 3, we learned on it by trial and error. No one taught us this. No one gave us a presentation saying that you use this. Yeah. HubSpot. If you haven't heard about HubSpot, we have a competition at the end of this in which you can take some courses, and I'll tell you how to do it. But for now, HubSpot is a CRM. If you don't know what a CRM is, it's a customer relationship management tool. Let's say Pratibha gives us a call, and we are able to log her details, her email address, her name, and her phone number, so that we can send newsletters. It's a dynamic customer relationship management system wherein you can get in contacts, you can send them newsletters, you can store all their details and things like that. Email marketing. Okay, meeting scheduling. If anyone wants to meet me, I have a meeting link on HubSpot. They can go, they can book my time, and they can go and they can. It automatically integrates with my Google Meet, which sends them a link saying that click on the link at this time, and you'll come into a video call or audio call with me. Website forms. Again, when you see a website, it has a contact us form, right? So when you type in those details and click submit, that can go directly into HubSpot, and it can send you a notification on your email saying, hey, someone's got in touch with you. and someone wants to speak with you, or someone wants to has a what do you say, an inquiry. So these kind of things are very very useful when you're looking at managing a startup company. Best of all this is free. Now, there are a lot of CRMs in the market. Most of them are charged. Most, and I say all of them are charged. HubSpot is free. Of course, it has a paid version. It has, once you cross a certain limit, but put it this way, I am still using the free version of HubSpot. So HubSpot is your mantra for digital marketing. And a lot of you have asked that question, and that's what I wanted to introduce HubSpot to you. Talkto. Now, Talkto is engaging in real time. What happens when someone comes to your site? Can you see where they came from? Yes, Google can tell you that, but after. Here on real time, I can track with them. I can click on them. I can say, hey, how are you? So when you go to a site, sometimes you see this small pop-up which happens. It's like a chatbot. It's saying, hey, how are you? Do you have any question? Can I help you? That's what it is. So Talkto is the one we use. You can engage with clients in real time. You can do geotagging. You can find out where they are from. And you can track repeat visitors, because once you mark them saying, hey, Rohit came to your site, the next time you can see Rohit when he comes in, you can see how many times he's come in, which pages he's going to. It's an excellent tool. Guess what? It's free. So, and it's super easy to implement. All you need to do is put in a plugin, and that's about it. Anyone can do it. You don't need any coding or anything of that sort. Let me show you a quick screen on Talkto. This is yesterday's real-time screen. I took a screenshot because I was preparing for it. Now you see, now I see this guy called LC Habib. He's been here and he's opened 2 screens incidentally, so I can see him twice. But all of these, this person's from Switzerland, this person's from UAE, this person's from, I don't know where this flag is from, wherever. This is from India, this is from Germany. I can see where they're from. And this is Jam, who helps us with our social media. So she's around. You can see this person's come 14 times. This person spent 16 minutes on the site. This person's 26 minutes on the site. All this information, I can go click on that and I can speak with them. And how this helped us is, imagine if I hadn't seen this. Imagine we didn't have this. All these people come in. Now, if they don't click the contact us and submit, we don't know who they came, which site they saw. I'm not able to see that. Now, I have a much, much better chance, because I say, and this is not a chatbot, it's an actual person. So I'm able to go online and say, hey, how are you? Can I help you? Or, would you like me to connect you to a consultant? Believe me, it's really, really worked wonders. The kind of conversion we have from email marketing, let's say if I send out 1,000 emails, the conversion rate is less than 1%. On Talkto, it is around 30%. It's huge, and it is absolutely free. So Talkto is another one which we use. Let me go back to the presentation. Yes, sorry. Just give me a minute. Yes. So Talkto is free and you can use it and you can geotag it. Excellent tool, and that's what helped us as well. Next is Biteable. Now, when I was in 2017, 2018, when I was started off, that time we didn't have videos, but I was reading in 2019 at the beginning, thinking, what can we do different? Because we were getting traction, but not so much. That's when I read a few blogs, I read a few journals, and I found out that video content is what Google looks for. Great. Now, how do I make a video? Now, if you have to make a video in the traditional way, think of it. I've seen my competition, they still do it. Okay. There are many types of videos. One of them is an animated video. One of them is an explainer video, which you have those 2 cartoon characters going about. One of them is the actual person sitting in front, and most of the law firms do it. Trust me, it's very, very funny, because they sit in that whole big chair. They have the mic and everything. They sit and talk for 10 minutes, 15 minutes on a topic which is so boring, because it's consulting is not an easy thing to see. What kind of traction would you get? And imagine the kind of cost. One of my competition, I was speaking with him a couple of years back. They're spending around $1,000 to $2,000 per video, including the pre-production, production, post-production, people, cameraman. I'm like, come on, how many videos can you make that way? If you have to make 10 videos, that's $10,000. So guess what? I found Biteable. We made 150 videos, very crisp, 1 to 2 minutes each, for $29 a month. Okay, and guess how much time? If you go to our YouTube site, you'll see these videos. Each video took me roughly, let's say, 8 minutes to 10 minutes. 8 minutes to make. I'm talking about let's say on an average, yeah, 8 minutes to 10 minutes, including starting to rendering to downloading. So imagine the kind of impact that has. Now, if you don't know where to find this, you'd go about trying to pay this $1,000. Okay, maybe not $1,000, even $500, even $200. You would not get what you're looking for, because the objective was very important. Now, I can make a video. I'm not going to be submitting it to the Mumbai Film Festival or to the Oscars or the short film documentaries. No, I'm going to be submitting it to Google. I don't care if the client or if the potential clients watches that video. Now, that's the key, and I'm going to repeat that. I don't care if the client watches the video. I care if Google watches the video, right? Because if Google sees the video, Google pushes it up. That's what's important to me, because whether the client sees it or not, he's never going to see it if it's not on Google. So Google likes the video, I'm happy. So you all know about Google, right? Which is the second biggest search engine in the world. A lot of people told me Bing, Yahoo, etc. The second biggest search engine on the world is YouTube. And incidentally, that's also from Google. But a lot of people overlook that. So we have a YouTube channel. We have 5 YouTube channels, in fact. And we put all those videos on that. And we put each page on our site has a video. So whenever I make an article, I make a video. And nowadays, now it's like, it's second nature to me. So I can make a video in like 8 to 10 minutes as usual. And I make an article, the video, it's ready. So we have this thing called content sprints, which we do that. Now this was a game changer, because 150 videos is impossible. And it's me who did 80% of it. Some of my other staff had helped initially, but 80-90% is me. Now, if one person had to do it, 150 videos at $29 a month, this I think is no learning you will get in any book. Nor will anyone come and tell you this, but this is what helped us. Yeah. Great. So let's summarize. What's the need? What do we need for digital marketing? One is updated knowledge. Very important. Don't use prior techniques, which means if you're interested in digital marketing, you should be on the cutting edge journals. You should be on Hubspot. Second thing is relevance. How relevant is the marketing I'm doing? Third thing is content, quality content, always quality content. If you compromise on quality of the content, thinking that I'll save money there, you're never ever going to get on first page of Google. Fourth is video, which is absolutely essential in today's day and age. And that's the secret sauce that we found. And that's what we implemented. And the results you saw live. Fifth is integration, bringing it all together so that it's all seamless. And sixth is do it yourself. Why I say do it yourself is, if you have, let's say you're a person who wants to be a startup. If you're going to be a startup, you can't outsource things. You got to sit, roll up your sleeves and do it yourself. I did a lot of this myself, most of it myself. And that's the reason why I'm giving you this presentation today. Otherwise, I would have paid someone else, maybe 4 times or 5 times what it cost me. And I wouldn't have learned anything. I wouldn't have been giving you this presentation. And most probably I wouldn't be on first page in Google. So do it yourself is very, very important. Now, this is a Freshers Essential App Kit, what you see on this page. Okay, I don't know how many of you have heard of any of these, but Google them and see them. Zoho is a made in India product, very good CRM, very good accounting system. Slack, I don't know if you've heard of it. Slack and the Flock down there is the Indian version of it. It's a communication system. Let's say you have a 500 member team or big teams, not even 500 members. You can have even 20 members for that matter. You have HR, you have finance, you have sales. These guys all communicate. Mostly they use WhatsApp. It's not the best way to do it. You can't send documents very well. You can't really collaborate, make threads. Slack and Flock are excellent in-house communication systems. Then is Grammarly.com. In case if you're not familiar with it, earlier you had to correct your English by knowing it. Now you go to Grammarly, they help you. So Grammarly.com is excellent for people who are a little weak in English. Hootsuite is, most of these are free, by the way. Yeah. So Hootsuite is a social media management software in which, let's say you have an Instagram page, you have a Facebook page, you have a LinkedIn account, and you want to post to all these accounts on a regular basis. Instead of going and opening each of these sites and doing it, Hootsuite is something you can feed in at one time and you can schedule, and it will post to all your social media automatically. And you can do that for free for 3 accounts. And of course, you have the paid version as well. Talkto, you've seen it. Canva. Now, Canva is excellent. A lot of people have asked you, how do I make my resume more attractive? Well, none of you have used Canva, and I'm very surprised. You've used Word, you've tried to make it a little more here and there and everything. Go to canva.com. It's free. I still use the free version for all my designing needs. You don't need to be a designer. You don't need to hire a designer. You can be the designer, and the kind of templates you have there are awesome. If you're looking at, let's say, even your own Instagram, if you have Canva, if you're able to use Canva on that, it takes it to another level. And of course, from a company point of view, all your design needs can be taken care of by Canva. So go check it out. Biteable, I've told you. Moz is a very, let's say, technical search engine, keyword research kind of a tool for digital marketing. A lot of people in India haven't used it so much, so that's why I introduced it to you. And you have this Milkshake, that the shake is upside down. Go check out Milkshake. I don't want to tell you what it does. The name doesn't tell you what it does, but go check out Milkshake, download that app and see what you can do with it. What I'll do is I'll just tell you what it can do, incidentally. Milkshake can make your website. So if you download the Milkshake app, you can literally make that website of yours a 4-page, 5-page website in 15 to 20 minutes. So go check out Milkshake after this. I'm not affiliated with them, but go check them out. Okay. Last is Hubspot. Great. So here's where we have the competition, which I will come to now. But HubSpot, as I've told you before, is an excellent resource for digital marketing. If you have one thing to take from this whole screen, it's HubSpot. And of course, new things come up everywhere. So keep looking. We'll come to the questions. But before that, let me take you to the competition. So here we have HubSpot Academy, academy.hubspot.com. So here, all these courses are free. Now, the funny part is I told some of the interns, I think some of you are already also there on this call. I told some of them, go and do these courses. They are free of cost. I got, I think, 30% or 40% of the people who did it. Rest of them didn't do it. And I'm pretty surprised because people pay money to learn all this. If you want to do digital marketing, the best course and the only course you would need is HubSpot Academy. And it is free. And it's got all these courses: social media marketing certification course, 9 lessons, SEO training course, inbound marketing, inbound sales, email marketing, content marketing. I mean, you have, I don't know how many, 40 courses, 50 courses on this, all courses and certifications. Just look at this. 29 pages, my God. Okay, this is all you need for your digital marketing needs. And trust me, just take these courses, you'll love it. Let's see social media marketing course. So HubSpot Academy is free certification course here. It's got 9 lessons, 39 videos, 29 quizzes, blah, 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 blah. And see the course curriculum: developing a social media strategy, social media listening and monitoring, building a content strategy. I mean, the works. This is what is wonderful about HubSpot. So here's the competition we have. I think I'm seeing 122 participants, give and take a few. So the competition is as follows. You have to take a course in HubSpot. Okay. After the course, you get a certificate. And you got to connect with me on LinkedIn. You can search me. I don't know where I can type it. Maybe after this, you guys can send them the LinkedIn page. I have 29,000 something what do you say, connections in LinkedIn. You know, the limit for LinkedIn is 30,000. So I literally have around 800, 850 invites more. And I'm willing to give 121 invites off right now. So anyone who connects with me in LinkedIn, I don't refuse. Unless of course they're completely not relevant. So I invite all of you to connect with me on LinkedIn. And after that, make a course, do any course, whichever it is. So it can be social media, can be anything, and you get a certificate after this. Upload the certificate to your LinkedIn and tag me on it. Okay. So again, I'm repeating it. You can take this course, any of these courses, upload, connect with me on LinkedIn, and the certificate which you get, you upload it on your LinkedIn and you tag me on that. And 5 lucky winners will get a one-on-one session with me on professional development. And what I will cover in professional development is, I will look at your resume. I will give you tips on how you can make it much better. I will tell you how to present yourself for an interview. A lot of people have asked me for interview related. I know a lot about interviews because I've taken quite a few. So I can tell you, I can give you some tips about interviews. So it's a whole personality development thing. I'll look at your resume, whatever career related questions you have. Some people were saying, what happens if I don't get a job? Things like that. And that's one to one. I will spend some time with you guys, maybe around an hour. 5 lucky winners, and that will be chosen at random. I would not, whoever tags me, I'll just put them into a file and then I'll randomize it and I'll get 5 winners. So that's something which I'd like to open to you guys. Okay. Let's keep a time limit for it, maybe 2 weeks. Okay. More than that is a bit tough, but I think 2 weeks is enough to take any of these courses. It's very, very, you can take it over the weekend really. Great. So going back to my presentation, which is finished, but I'll go through some questions. Okay, so before I go through the questions which are live, I'd like to go through some of the questions which you have asked me. Okay, I'm just pulling them up. Let's see. Prachi Bharadwaj has asked me this question. How can I start my career in digital marketing? What and how I have given the direction of my current skills? Okay, so basically asking, how do I start my career in digital marketing? I gave you the answer right now, HubSpot. And what you can do is go through the HubSpot courses, see what you like. You can specialize in social media marketing, or you can specialize in this or that. But my advice is always look at doing the bigger thing. Don't try to become an SEO guy, a search engine optimization guy. That's nice, but that's going to be restricting you. You want to be the person who's going to sit on top and design the digital marketing strategy for the company. Now, you can't do that obviously without experience, but HubSpot can get you to a place wherein you can actually differentiate yourself from the other applicants, saying that, yes, I have a HubSpot certification and it's really counted. Yeah, it's not a stupid certification and it's free. So start off with there and move forward, keep learning on this, and automatically you'll have something to differentiate. If anyone doesn't have any achievements on online course certificate and academic life, then how to make an impressive resume? This comes from Preeti. Preeti, everyone has achievements. Okay, you may be thinking that you don't have achievements because you must be looking for something very big. But achievements can be as simple as that. If you were a player in school, if you played any kind of games, that also can be an achievement. Not necessarily won a cup, but maybe you were sports oriented. Maybe you have done something, if studied Bharatnatyam or any other classical dance or music, or any of these. Each count all these. When you don't have anything on resume as experience, you count on all these things which Show that you're different. You're a well-rounded personality, not just academic, not just your scores. Trust me, no one looks at your scores when you're in an interview. Everyone looks at what you've done. I hardly look at anyone. A lot of people put in 70%, 80%, 90%. I don't care. So online course certificate, well, there's no excuse if you're getting it for free. So Preeti, you know what to do. Get onto HubSpot. It's a free certificate. If you're not willing to do that, then really not many things you can do. So please go ahead. I'm sure you do a lot of more courses and you'll be able to do much better. Hina Bajaj says, how do I start a social media campaign for a new business? Interesting question. You first need to see relevance. You need to understand, yes, what is the business the company is in? As I said before, if you're an FMCG, there's a different demographic you're aiming at. So your content, your timing, your social media as well. If you're looking at a 20, 25-year-olds, your demographic basically, you're more on Instagram than Facebook. Okay, so if you're going to be having a social media strategy, that would be Instagram heavy, and you can use things like Canva to design your Instagram, so you don't really need to go to a designer or hire a designer. And you can use the analytics, as I said, to monitor. So it's plan, optimize, deploy, monitor. You got to use the same things for the social media campaigns. And understand content is key, so you have to be little advertising oriented for that. Make sure that you spend more time on the content, or not just say buy this. No one wants to hear buy this. Everyone wants to hear why. Everyone wants to have an aspiration. These are the kind of things you got to talk about when you start a social media campaign. So plan, optimize it to the industry, deploy it using the right tools, something like Hootsuite, which I told you about, and monitor it and see if it's working, what's not. Deshraj says, what are the various things I need to keep in mind when choosing digital media as a profession, digital marketing as a profession? Well, the first thing is, are you interested? The first thing I ask anyone when they're asking me, what do I do? Or do I do this? I say, are you interested? Because if you're not interested, then it doesn't make any sense. Whatever you do, if you're trying to be someone else, it doesn't make any sense. So are you interested in digital marketing? Yes, great. How do you know you're interested in digital marketing? Have you gone online? Have you seen what it takes? Have you seen the kind of things you need, the tools you need to work on? Are you a well-rounded digital marketer? Are you able to market anything to anybody? Uh, you got to start asking these questions. You got to research. Earlier you didn't have the internet. I'm talking like when I graduated, yeah, the internet was there, but it's very tough to find information. Now it's all there. So you can even Google, is digital marketing job worth it? You'll get the answers, and then you can review them and make your decision. So what you need to do is you, and again, sorry, I'm sounding like a track record here, broken record, but go to HubSpot. It's got everything to do with digital marketing. Take those courses. If you find you're not getting interested in those courses, digital marketing is not for you. Do animated videos. Ayush Dwivedi asks, do animated videos play an important role in digital marketing? Yes. And that's what we did. And the results you have seen live. So video, not necessarily animated video. Remember, the cost benefit ratio is very important. If you're going to be spending too much money to make that video, defeats the purpose, because people see it or don't see it, Google sees it or doesn't see it, you will not be able to make many videos. Can you make 150 videos? Yes, go right ahead. No, I can make 3 videos. Sorry, maybe you need to, either enhance your budget, or really you don't need that budget. If you're a, let's say for example, if you're selling soap, or you're selling FMCG product, anything, then there the content quality person in the video counts. Consulting, no one cares. If I stand there, or anyone else stands there, or no one stands there. Right now, you all are listening to me without even seeing me. Why? Because you don't care. You want information. So in that circumstance, your video should be likewise. You can make an explainer video rather than having a person. Simran Ved, what's the major gap between planning and implementation in the real world, as it's away from book assumptions? Precisely what I told you. Whatever I've told you today, you won't get in any book. The kind of tools I've shown, you may know 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but you may not know all. So keep searching Google, keep searching, keep researching, keep talking to people. And whenever you get something new, try it out. Doesn't matter you use it or you don't. I've learned all this not because someone came and told me, because I tried it out. Milkshake. Now, milkshake is something which one night I just read an article. I went in, I tried it out. Within minutes, my website was up. So whether I use it or not is not the question. But I know about it, and it's not rocket science. Everyone can. So keep looking, keep learning. Don't count on books to give you the knowledge. You got to use more than that. Sangeeta Adak, how to cope up with professional and personal life both at the same time? What's that got to do with digital marketing? But I will still answer that, because all of you are working from home, studying from home. I was speaking to Kanika just recently, and she said, I'm finding it difficult to stop, because I'm thinking that yes, I can still do something more because I'm sitting at home, I'm not traveling. Personal and professional life, you separate it only A, when you don't like what you're doing, or B, when you try and tend to do too much and not give rest or not do anything else. So my tip is I'm working from home for the past 4 months, enjoying every minute of it because I can do much more. So professional life, think of yourself as working from 9 to 5, and after 5 o'clock, think of yourself as coming back home. You got to get into that mindset, and it's only then you can separate the uh, have a small barrier on it. Personal life as a student should be spent more on learning. I know I'm sounding like an uncle right now, but that's how it works. And I'm still learning. I'm 43, I'm still learning. And the reason I'm able to tell you guys all this is because I keep taking in new stuff. So while that's in my personal time, I don't count that as personal time. I count learning as your something which is going to enhance your life. So personal and professional life, make sure that you keep some demarcations, but don't keep it so separate that it becomes like work and not work, which then becomes like I like not work and I don't like work. That's how it translates, and that's why people get dissatisfied with job and dissatisfied with everything. Siddharth Kohli says, how can someone be labeled as a good resource for the company? Very important question, because when you are coming into a startup, and why I'm saying startup is because when you go into a much bigger firm, if you go to Infosys, you can't change anything there. They have a set list of things to do, a set way of doing it. You can't go in and say that I want to bring something new to the table. When you go to a startup, everything is possible to be changed. You can change the CRM, you can change the Google digital marketing, the strategy. You can do anything in a startup because everyone's doing everything. So I think this question is more relevant to a startup. So if you're going to go into a startup, the way you can be labeled as a good resource is if you're able to, let's say you go into a new company now, you're a fresher, they say there's nothing on your resume. How can you help us? You can say, well, I can deploy Hubspot. I can create a digital marketing strategy for you. I can manage your social media. That's three things right there. And you don't need experience for that. Everyone's got an Instagram account. If you don't have one, create one. Create a Facebook account, manage it yourself using Hootsuite, do posting yourself. Automatically within a month you'll be a pro at it. The only thing you need to understand is how to use your hashtags, how to be creative and things like that. Again, Canva. So you don't need to have experience. You can use for digital marketing, you use your own experience. Then the last question here is, what do you do with your free time and how do you deal with stress? Again, not related to digital marketing, but I'll answer it anyways. I don't take much stress. The reason being that I don't like to take stress, which is, if there's a situation which I can handle, I can handle it. If I can't handle it, then what's the use of taking stress? So how do I cope with it? I do a lot of stuff in my time. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I don't tell you that you have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. You get up at a time you like, but make sure that every minute you spend is to do something productive for yourself, not necessarily book or work or anything which you do should matter to you. And when it matters to you, then you start finding a pattern. You start finding that yes, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and that's what helps you to lead a life with lower stress. A lot of people are stressed because they don't like what they're doing, and because of they don't like what they're doing, they have targets to achieve which they don't want to achieve because they don't like what they're doing. So try to learn as much as you can, to learn to enjoy what you're doing. Automatically a part of your stress goes away. Second thing is, be patient. Always be learning new things, so you don't face the decision of saying, oh, I don't know this or I don't know that. Keep learning. It doesn't matter. Everyone's different. And take time out for yourself to exercise and to let's say de-stress. Go for a walk, read a book, see a movie. Don't be in a productive mode all the time, because you can't. Don't try to do too many things at a time, because you can't. All you need to do is understand, I have a fixed time in my time, I have a fixed number of hours in a day. Let me use it to the best of my ability, but don't overwork yourself. And don't stress out because, oh, I didn't study so much today, or I didn't. That's okay. If you don't feel like studying one day, doesn't matter. Keep that attitude in being little more chilled out, and automatically the stress goes away. So those are the questions I had. Does anyone have any questions on the live chat? I don't know how you work it, but someone maybe can help us.
So there are a few questions on the group chat. So can you see them?
Yes. Wow, there's 90 something. So let me see.
I think Neeraj has a question, the last message.
Okay, let's see what Neeraj Vaidya says. Sir, what are the important criteria we need to keep in mind to promote services providing app online? Uh, Service providing app. Okay. So what are the important criteria to promote service providing app online? I didn't really understand the question, Neeraj. Can you please clarify that? Are you asking that there's an app which provides services, and how do you promote it? Is that what you're asking? So while Neeraj comes to us, what are the other questions we have on this? Yes. Okay, great. So Neeraj, service providing app depends on what service. Usually service oriented apps are targeted. Let's say, for example, we have something called Washerman here. In Washerman, what they do is, for 49 dirhams, they take a whole bag of clothes and they wash it and they bring it back. That's a laundry, but it's done on a more industrial scale. How do you promote it? Largely, you see where your audience is. Most of the audience for Washerman app will be on Facebook, mostly targeted at the housewives, or that kind of a place. So more than Instagram, Facebook works, but even Instagram also would work. If you have a service providing app, let's say, what's that other one? Which Urban Clap. You have Urban Clap, right, in India. So something like that again has to be from Instagram, can be from Facebook. What you need to ensure when you're promoting it is not, oh, this is the service we have, get it. No, find out how it makes life easier for the person. So if you have Washerman, find out how it makes life easier for that person. Why would they need to take that service? Secondly, how will it help them save money? If it helps them save money, if it makes lives easier, the rest of your message is conveyed. The rest of it works for itself. And remember, service providing apps all work with word of mouth. So the more word of mouth you get, the more better it is. But you'll also need some. So you'll also need some paid marketing also for that. Ashita, if we want to start our work journey in Dubai, what's the minimum income one should earn to live there? Bad question in the times of COVID, because finding out getting a job anywhere is going to be tough. In Dubai, it's going to be tougher because, as you know, times are not bad. Times are not good worldwide. So people are more looking at redundancies rather than hiring. So starting off a fresh life in a different country at this juncture is going to be tough and a big uphill struggle. Minimum income really depends on how you live. Depends on the demographic. For Indians, because in Dubai it's a little crazy. It's it's as per the nationality. There are certain ways of how they look at salaries. But I would say if you're alone, to live without really going into the sharing and things like that, you're looking at least 7,000-8,000 dirhams to live comfortably. It's very tough to achieve, but if you have the right metal, and if you have the right, digital marketers can be paid 7,000-8,000 dirhams. But I would strongly suggest get some experience first before jumping into a plane and coming here, especially in today's day and age when it's not easy to find a job. What other question do you have? So while someone asks another question, I have a question which came up with someone had asked me. I don't know if Akinchan is there on this chat, but Akinchan had asked me. We are now graduating. I don't know what stage you guys are at, but what happens if you don't find a job? Now, when I graduated in 2000, funnily enough, I had the same question because that's when the dot-com crash happened, and everyone was wondering what to do. If you don't find a job, then create one for yourself. You have places like Upwork, freelancer.com, and many others, wherein people, if you have a skill set which can be used online, you can actually earn money online. Second thing is, doesn't matter whether you earn money or whether you're searching the job or whatever, instead of getting depressed and thinking, oh, I'm not getting a job, learn something. Because the more you learn, the better it is. It may not work at that time. You may not find a job at that time. You may not even use that skill, but that's an additional thing you know. And trust me on it, anything additional you know right now is great. If you know digital marketing, great. If you know social media management, great. If you know, it can be a small thing but can differentiate you from the others. So if you're not finding a job, don't waste your time despairing on anything. Keep learning. And there is something called MOOC. I don't know if you've heard of this. MOOC, I think you have. And edX or TEDx or whatever. So you have MOOC, massive online open courses from Harvard, Stanford, and all the top universities. Don't go for the certificate. No one looks at a certificate. Trust me. If you flash a certificate from MOOC and saying that I'm going to get a job because of that, no. What you're going to get a job is how much you know of what you've studied or how much you're able to implement it. That's the reason I say learn and implement. If you know to implement, then finding a job is not a problem at all. What other questions do you have? Great. I think everyone's done with the questions. So to reiterate, there are two things. Who's from this one over here? Sorry, from Ingenious Spaces? Joel.
Joven.
So Joven, have you sent them the feedback form link?
I'm not sure because there are several of us working, so I'd have to confirm with.
So give me a quick minute. I'll just paste it over here if you guys can look at it. Give me a quick minute, yeah? I'll just paste the link over here. What I'd like you guys to do is if you can please fill out the feedback form. It's very important. Copy, okay. Great. So if all of you guys please fill up the feedback form, it's very important for us to understand how you like the course, what did you enjoy about it, and things like that. Also, I'll send you my, Jovin, is it possible for me to paste my, this link over here? What's that? My LinkedIn link over here?
I've already put it up, but I can put it up again if you want.
If you just put it up again, just for everyone. So then, so the thing is very simple. Get on to the.
Can you get this link?
Oh, it says you need permission. 1 second.
That's strange. Okay, for the.
No, for the other one. Yeah, that's pretty odd. 1 second. New. Let me quickly check that. Okay, so I'm sorry that it's asking you a permission. I didn't know this. We tested it out. But what I'll do is, Jovin, how do you contact everybody? Are you able to contact everybody from your side? post this webinar?
Yeah, we can do that after the webinar.
Okay, so great. So I'm sorry about that. I'll just get that sorted out for you guys. And make sure you do it. For the LinkedIn part of it, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and once you connect with me on LinkedIn, finish the course 2 weeks. So let's keep a date on it. Today is 14th. So by 30th July, please complete any course on LinkedIn, upload it, and any course on HubSpot, upload it, and tag me on it, and 5 lucky winners will be able to have a one-to-one with me on mentoring, on personal development, and anything else you want to ask me. Great. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for sitting through. I hope you didn't go to sleep or you didn't find it boring. I try to make it as interactive as possible, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you guys again on a different topic sometime later. But for now, thank you so much for being a very silent audience, and I look forward to speaking with you guys again.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you all
Thanks.
learned a lot. Okay, so see you all in the next session.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you
Take,
so much.
take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye.